say Devil May Crash because my game crashed. That's why the stream ended so suddenly before. I don't know why he got back on, but I'll invite him to the party, I guess. I don't even know what upgrade. Also, I don't even know what fucking upgrade the sword does. I already got on the opening drawing. Damn, this pace tastes mad good. Water is not doesn't taste bad though. That's the thing. Excellent. Water is pretty good though. Locking on system in this game is so bad, dude. It's so bad. Yeah, Devil May Cry is apparently the worst one. I immediately knew it was the worst one just off of like the beginning. Like literally the. Yeah, it's bad. The gameplay is bad. Yeah. You play Devil May Cry 1? Yeah? Oh yeah, I played that. I heard the 2 is coming out. That's gonna be a really good game. Not a controller myself, because I remember watching a speedrun. And the guy was like, yeah, I heard Devil May Cry 2 is coming out soon. And that shit was like 2019. On some trolling shit. This... Oh, wait, you played that too? Dude, please share your mic audio. This shit is too hilarious. Every time you're in the party, that shit is... Oh, word. The 2 minutes of glory, bro. Oh, word. Oh, right, I forgot. Pressing circle is the way to fucking go in this game. Oh. Because you can roll everywhere. Doesn't Dark Souls also have the roll S circle or some shit? This game was Dark Souls before Dark Souls would even know it was Dark Souls. Fallen Order is trash. sure it is. I love it when an attack that does 0 damage knocks you back 2 million feet away. This is why this game is bad. One. Except every fucking attack knocks back, which is the bad part. Stinger is so bad in this game. Stinger. It was a move. I'll see ya. Man, this game is pretty hard. Oh no, the tanks are gonna hit me. Oh wait, we can't. This game sure is fun. I love it when my hack class enemies can't jump.
Why is your mic so quiet?
I got a new one, so.
I
Yeah, I'm turning it up. Is this better, or do you want me to turn it up more? I don't know.
When did you get the new?
Christmas.
How much worse than the one you had before?
Damn.
I can hear you breathing now.
Audio quality is a million times better though. That's why I use it. Use it for performance. I think that's why I was able to hear your fucking video playing in the background.
No, I think it's just because I had the headphones at a weird position or something. Because I don't know, it shouldn't have been that hard or that easy to hear it. Because I couldn't even hear it through my own ears.
Oh, you fucking serious?
What?
I fell off of a bridge. I gotta go all the way back up.
What are you playing?
DMC 2.
Oh, it still said you were playing Dead by Daylight.
I was playing that with Emil just right before you joined. And Jesus Christ, I never heard a game run that silent in like since I first got my PS4. Like I mean, you can't hear it right now, but I'm playing that at like a crazy game. But I wonder what it runs like in Borderlands now. Definitely want to hear that.
I'd be more curious of Monster Hunter.
Yeah, to be honest.
Or Warframe, or something. Something that actually taxes the console a little bit. God of War 2018, but that didn't have nearly as much of an effect on the original PS4 as it does on PS4 Pro.
What, if you turn up the resolution mode, it's like crazy?
Oh, no, it just... On certain PS4 Pros, you literally start the game and before the loading screen's even finished, the PS4 sounds like a jet engine. It's kind of the same thing with DMC 5, except for it only starts once you get to the level select screen. The level select screen where everyone's on Nico's van together, that one is just... That uses so much freaking processing power. It's very high quality looking, don't get me wrong. The in-between, like, cutscenes and stuff like that are probably some of the highest graphically looking stuff on a PS4. The actual game, like the game when you're playing the gameplay, isn't that great looking, no. Especially on stock model PS4s, it's not that impressive looking. It's all in the cutscenes.
I was thinking of buying that after I beat all the DMCs and played them a bit.
Does that collection come with DMC 4 as well?
Yep.
I'm gonna say that should be the one you play. You actually get to play as Virgil in that one. It's the funnest one, in my opinion.
I heard DMC 3 is the best one. That's what some people say, but I don't know.
It's a good one. Some people don't like DMC 4, but DMC 4 has the best combat in it, because it still has the old school style of combo, where you can basically infinitely combo things together. Whereas, like, DMC 5, although you can do infinite combos, it requires a lot more shit, because they make the enemies fall to the ground really, really fucking fast.
Do you need, like, certain skills for that?
Yeah, you need certain skills, especially on Dante, less on Nero. Nero, you just need to beat the entire game.
That's what I'm excited for.
That's what I don't like about DMC 5, is that, and I mean, it's not spoilers in terms of the story or anything, but it's spoilers in terms of how the game works. You don't unlock one of the buttons on your controller to use until the very last mission.
He told me about that like 3 times.
It's the dumbest fucking thing ever.
Funny.
You literally have to play the entire game to use all the buttons on your controller when you're Nero. So much so that in DMC 5, it's better to swap your control scheme to put ranged on R2. You can't do it in a lot of the older games, but in DMC 5, you can change the keybinds. And I always put square on R2. Square's gun for most characters. So.
Yeah.
Or a ranged attack. In the case of Virgil, Virgil doesn't do guns. He has like little spear type things that he summons. Sort of like when you fight him as a boss. Because I saw the trophy where you beat Nero Angelo, and that's technically Virgil. So.
Yeah, he's fun. I think out of all the bosses that that's Virgil.
Yeah. I couldn't remember, because there's like Nello Angelo, which is, or something Angelo, which is in DMC 5, which looks a lot like his original form. He has like a shield and a big sword and stuff like that. He's kind of like the same fight, but redone with a different person, because Virgil is his own thing in that game. I mean, that's every DMC. Every DMC is literally Virgil. I don't think that's a spoiler, to be honest.
Yeah, you already told me that.
Well, I just mean like with every DMC. Like DMC 2, 3, 4, 5. Even the first game technically revolves around Virgil because the last boss is Virgil again. I think every DMC game you either fight Virgil as one of the last bosses, if not the last boss. If you don't already fight him in the story as a normal thing, you normally fight him again as well. That's like DMC 5, you technically fight him like 5 times or 4 times.
That's crazy.
I only say 5 times because it depends on what you count as fit. Because you technically fight him as 2 different characters, but it's the same fight. So, one's with Dante and then the other's with Nero. But most of the fights with him are all with Nero in that game. You don't really fight Virgil with Dante except for, I think just one time actually, which is weird for a DMC game. Because Nero, I guess you would say, is the star of DMC 5. I mean, Dante is there and V is there as well, but V again, it all revolves around Virgil, so. It's like, I don't even think that that's a spoiler for that game because I think that was like one of the advertised things was like V shown in it. And it's like, it's very clear who V is.
There we go. Nice.
I don't know, I don't find the story of the Devil May Cry games that interesting. I think the characters are more interesting than the actual story that they're playing part in. Just wait until you get to DMC 3 and 4 that have the actual good Devil May Cry music in them. I mean, DMC 2 has some good music in it, but the combat is like, eh.
Super bad, to be honest.
Yeah.
When you come from DMC 1, Jesus Christ.
DMC 2 is a downgrade just because of the functionality. It's not even like it's actually a downgrade, it's just the functionality of the character is like so muted. That and the difficulty is kind of like hobbly, to not have a proper word. It's like, it'll all of a sudden be really difficult, and then after a boss, it's like, oh, these enemies die in like 2 hits, or 3 hits, in like a combo, and it's like, what the fuck? Why?
Exactly.
There's no pacing to the game at all. It's like, fight this really, really hard, or not really, really hard, but you know what I mean. Fight this supposed to be hard enemy, and then immediately after have like grunts that like take a few hits to kill. You don't even have to combo them. They literally just die with pressing triangle over and over again. And I know there would be that dude out there who's like, not in higher difficulties. I mean, that's the case with every DMC game, so it doesn't count when you're playing through it the first time. The first difficulty that game starts you out as is fucking baloney. Not that it's bad, it's just, like I said, it's horribly imbalanced, in my opinion.
Which one?
DMC 2. I feel like some of the bosses are way harder than they should actually be, and then a lot of the enemies are kind of way too easy.
Yeah.
So it just kind of feels like in between bosses you're kind of just going through groups of enemies that you could have ran by if it wasn't for the fact they kind of force you to fight some of them.
Man, this fucking helicopter shit is the most unfun fight I've ever had.
And again, there are people out there who say DMC 2 is the best DMC, or is one of the best.
That's impossible. This shit is just... I don't want to say it's bad, because it's like better than a couple of games, but...
Well, you compare that to God of War, a game that came up, that was already going and came around the same time, and it's just like the combat and the controls are so inferior.
Yeah.
The way the camera works is inferior. Even in God of War, where you can't control the
Swimming is
camera.
fucking better.
Yeah.
everything. I wouldn't say everything, but a lot of stuff is definitely really good in God of War. I really enjoyed that. Wow, it just knocked me all the way down to the bottom. I gotta climb the building again.
I'd say the worst part about DMC 2 is the fact that the game doesn't feel like it can kill you sometimes, and then it will all of a sudden just annihilate you. Again, there's like a sudden difficulty hobble, as I call it, where they have you fight like a bunch of tough enemies, followed by a boss, which then is followed by the weakest section of enemies since the beginning of the game, where it's just like a freebie, go through this level kind of thing. You'll get to it and know. I can't remember which boss it is. You might have already done it. Or did you just start DMC 2?
No,
like,
I just started it.
Have you done?
I'm on the infected chopper, which is the second one. I beat the like Medusa type thing with the octopus.
I think the coolest part about the old DMCs is the way that it actually shows how you get the new devil abilities. That gets lost over the franchise. Like obtaining the power of the demons that you kill. Because that's like a staple of DMC in like first game, second game, third game, and stuff like that. A lot of people call the third game the best because it's Dante mostly combat with an introduction of new characters, plus the upgrade system and the learning the new devils is a lot better. But then DMC4 and stuff came around, which DMC4 is a great game, but it muted that aspect of the game a little bit because you have several characters that have the same thing. So technically, Virgil also has Balrog. I don't know if you fought Balrog or remember fighting him. I believe you fight him in the first game, right?
Balrog. Which one's that one?
He's like a fucking demon-looking dude that has like a deep voice. He kinda looks like molten magma in a way.
Oh, the spider?
No.
The
it
last
may be
boss?
in DMC 3.
No. There's only like 4 or 5 bosses in DMC 1. Most of them are just redone.
Is Balrog in DMC 3?
I think so, probably. Because I don't remember him. 1. Anyways, this shit is retarded. Wonder what happens if I use a shotgun. Oh, I have one of those revive things. Was DMC 2 made by a different company? Or no?
I can't remember. Oh, apparently you don't even fight him in this series. I wonder what... I think I'm thinking of Cerberus. The original Cerberus.
I've been noticing that you're named Son of Sparta in this one, just like... Is that like... Did God of War just steal that?
No, because it's not Sparta.
Oh yeah.
Sparta. It's Sparta.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Apparently, Dante didn't get the Balrog until DMC 5 Before the Nightmare, which was a novel. Even though Virgil had it in DMC 4. I don't know, I could have swore you fought Balrog in one of the games. The Balrog is some people's least favorite weapon in DMC 5 besides the motorcycle.
What's the Balrog?
It's like a fist weapon kind of setup. And it has a button that you change in between modes by pressing back and the attack button relative to your character on the screen.
Is that like the Fijiti or whatever it's called from the first game?
I don't necessarily know, but it switches in between punch and kick mode, and you punch 10 times in a row and it heats up. Or if you go into kick mode and you do like a little dance and then it heats up kick mode. And it powers up the weapon so you can do other kinds of attacks with it. And some of the combos are actually disgusting. If you watch a pro DMC5 Dante player, they make all the weapons look like they have fluent stuff in between them. It's amazing. Some people are so good at Dante, it's not even funny. Especially because DMC5 lets you go into, I can't even remember what the game calls it, but it's basically a free weapon mode.
The training mode?
Well, no, not the training mode. The training mode is just to practice. I mean, like, with Dante, he has a specific setting that you can get once you beat the game, which I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically you can have all types of all weapons equipped. So you get 8 slots. So you can have the Sword of Rebellion, Devil Sword Dante, and the different versions of each of the swords as independently selectable weapons.
Wow.
So you can go on to like the Sword of Rebellion and you do the, what the hell is it called? I can't remember even what Dante says when he does it. It's like going round or something like that. It's basically where he throws the sword and it spins in the air for a second. And you can do that and then...
No.
No, air hike is the airlift.
It's called something else.
Yeah. You
I know
what
what
I'm
you're talking
about
though. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's in almost every DMC game. It was like one of the first cool skills that you can get with Dante. And that is something not all people use it, but it's great to use when you have that full weapon version set up, because you can throw the sword out with different types and swap and go into a different combo with the other ones.
Sí. No, pero el resto está bien. Hold on, I'll be right back, sorry.
The Spend Opticon. Excuse me.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thanks. But yeah, you were talking about the different swords you can put on.
I don't have much else to say.
Oh.
Just that it allowed you to be really creative. Because you can mix the swords in between the other weapons. And then with, like, guns, you can have both the paired and unpaired versions of the, oh my god, I can't believe
Ivory
I
and
forgot.
ebony. Right?
No, Ivory and Ebony is the normal pair of dual pistols. You get rocket launchers.
Wow.
Oh, what the hell. The Kalina Ann. There you go. Couldn't remember the name of it. You get it from a rocket girl, basically. She gives you the rocket launcher, and then you can find a separate one, so you can have two at the same time. The special attack with it is pretty good. If only you could play multiplayer. It'd be so much better if you could play multiplayer. It's the same thing with how a lot of the Devil Breakers work with Nero. They'd be so much better if you had multiplayer. Because the special attacks take time to charge and stuff like that. And a lot of the time, unless you time stuff perfect, you're not going to be able to get the charge off.
I thought that game did have co-op.
Nope. None of them do.
Oh. I'm just eating right now because I haven't eaten since yesterday. Actually, no, I haven't eaten in 2 days. Jeez. Kind of fasting, I guess. I don't know.
Sorry, I was trying to figure out what I needed to do. I didn't pay attention. Yeah, I don't think Codain is a bad game, but I definitely don't think it's a great one either. So much of the game is just a bad rip-off of a different game that just is better than it. And I'm not even saying that as favoritism, because you know how much I don't like Dark Souls because of its fan base. Like, I do like Dark Souls 1 internally. But, like, I could have accepted a lot of the other stuff in the game, like basically the Milan Cathedral level, but they have 2 Milan Cathedral levels. It's not even like it's 1, they have 2 Anorlando levels in that game. They have 2 bosses on the one level, and then they have another completely different level, which is just a bunch of spires. The one that I was doing when you were the last time you popped in.
Oh, the 2 guys? The lady and
yeah, in that area.
Yeah. That's where you stopped at?
No, there was another boss after that I did. You have to watch like 3 to 5 minutes of cutscenes, and then you get to fight Mito.
That's one thing I don't like about that game. There's like a little bit of combat and then like a 20-minute cutscene.
Yeah, I'm only watching the cutscenes because I want to know what's going on, even though I did skip a couple. They were ones I already watched, though. Most of them that I had already done, I had already watched, because I've basically played through the entire game on my other character. And I have so much better luck, like I said, on my other character than I do on my stream one. I have no idea why. Oh my god, they have blackjack chests.
What do you mean?
You'll find out when you get it.
When I get it. What a weirdo. I don't think I'm gonna get it, to be honest. Unless it goes on
Get
like
what?
super sale. Code Vein. Oh!
I'm in the Spendopticon. I came across a blackjack chest that's like the frickin' D20 chest from the Tiny Tina DLC.
Oh, nice.
Where it's like you can just take the loot or you can hit, and it puts a random card down and you gotta try to get 21, and if you get 21 you get, I think, I haven't gotten 21 yet, but I think you get a legendary if you do. Either that or purples. What's funny is I have a bunch of legendaries in my bag, but I'm using a fucking COV pistol right now for my gun build because it's just insane. It's 404 times 3.
Wow.
It's just a normal COV.
Oh, fuck. Jesus.
What'd you do, drop?
Drop my screwdrivers.
Drop it.
Lost it. Where is it? Yeah, I can't find it. Oh, found it. I'm surprised you don't like Capri Suns. You like Pepsi, but not Capri Suns? Just Pepsi's so nasty.
Capri Sun is just
Excuse
poorly
me.
juice flavored.
I like it. Even though you say
Sugar
it's water.
liquid. It's like fucking Kool-Aid, dude. You probably like Kool-Aid too, don't you?
Yeah, that's good. Gotta be the right flavor, though. Can't be the default one without sugar.
At this point, I drink Pepsi just because it's like a beer to me.
Sugar addiction. Or caffeine addiction, whatever the fuck it is.
I think it's more the sugar than the caffeine.
Yeah, probably.
Because I sometimes can go days without drinking soda. What the hell? Also, there's a thing that's in this DLC that's from one of the previous games that you'll see and go, what the fuck? Because it's just not the same. In a bad way.
I'm gonna wait for the dust and seal of approval to get it.
A searing feral boomer. Okay, boomer.
So predictable. Oh, nice. I got an S clear time.
Giving me this boomer weapon.
Ranking.
The SMG. The red text is "Some like it hot."
excuse me, how many missions are in DMC 5?
I think 21.
They let you do the first one in the beta.
It's actually like the second level.
Wow. I really liked the beta. It was pretty cool. I should have gone DMC 5 over Monster Hunter Iceborne, whatever the fuck. To be honest.
What's stopping you from getting in now?
Oh, nothing.
And say it's on sale, so.
Yeah. Probably gonna pick it up. I most likely am, actually. Not this year, then like next year, because the sale ends on like the 5th. Almost level 50 with my vein too. I'm like 39 or something. Also, yeah, I get what you mean. There's 2 bosses back to back, and then there's grunts.
Yep.
Also, the devil trigger and the guns are just stupid.
Are you playing Dante?
Yep.
Are you a gunslinger?
What do you mean?
Oh, does DMC 2 not have stances yet?
No.
Oh, that's... You don't get the cool poses whenever you change stance. Like in DMC 5 and the other games. Gunslinger! Swordmaster.
Oh, is that thing where you like go in the air and like 360 degree like shoot the
Royal
pistols?
Guard! Yeah.
Yeah, that was so sick.
It's not very good though. In DMC 5 the guns are massively underpowered. Nero's gun, however, is broken. If you set it to R2, just being able to charge up the shots while mid-combat, and then at the end of a combo, you just let go of the trigger, and you get a fully charged shot every single time at the end of your combo that sticks a explosive sticky grenade that knocks them up into the air.
Oh wow, so that's like a combo extender.
Mm-hmm.
Well, comboing.
Nero's really hard, though, because of the exceed mechanic. You'll know once you get to him. Well, I mean, you played Nero in the DMC 5 beta, so you kind of know, but I don't think in the beta you could get max exceed, which is harder than normal exceed. There's also certain animations in that game where you can lock the animation for a second and then charge up the exceed while halfway in the animation and then let it go. But I think that's only with like 1 or 2 attacks. And I change up my controls all fucked up weird. A lot of the people who do that game really intensely do, though. You should see some of the fucking control schemes people have for Dante. It's just absurd.
What would it be like?
It's basically just take a button on your controller and just put it in a random place. Like, I would have to talk to the person to understand their reasoning for why they'd put, like, oh yeah, change to gunslinger is on R1. Like, why? Because normally it'd be on the D-pad to change your stances, but some people, I guess, get used to doing buttons in specific manners, so they'll put things in specific combos, so they have to, like, they only have to roll their fingers in a specific way to go through a cycle. and then just do the correct direction plus the triangle button, basically. Some people even change their attack button.
Wow. The what?
Some people, like I said, will put their attack button as like square, or some people would put their attack button as one of the bumpers and stuff. It really depends on the person. You could go through like 5 to 6 different people who play DMC5 on a high level, and depending on which character they're trying to play, their control scheme will be completely different. Like a lot of people on V, again, they change the controls so that it's easier to control both of the individual, like, monsters that he controls. Because when you're playing V in DMC5, you're basically playing a puppet master. He doesn't actually do any attacks, you're just attacking with him. You saw me play him for a little bit.
Using DMC 1 out of
Yeah. The bosses. Well, miniaturized versions of the bosses, and they look slightly different. Shadow looks the same, but the Raven, the bird, can't remember his name, he looks way different in that game. Griffin, there you go. Griffin looks actually, like, cool in DMC1. I mean, for the graphics anyways, he's, like, much more demonic looking in a way, whereas in DMC5 they sort of just made him look like a raven with 3 eyes and a beak. That's weird. That's about it. And then he squawks and talks as well to be the comic. He's the comic relief bird. It sounds like he's voiced by Gilbert Godfrey, but he's not.
Oh, who's that?
Gilbert Godfrey is that guy who's always known for having that really annoying high-pitched voice. If you heard him in anything or searched a YouTube clip of anything he's been in, you'd be like, oh yeah, Gilbert Godfrey. Because he's got that one tone note of voice, and that's it. And every character he's ever played sounds like the same crazy guy. It's hard to impersonate him for that reason. I can impersonate his vernacular, but not in the craziness in his voice. And I think he's like in his 60s or 70s now. Whoa.
What?
Oh, nothing. Just what's happening on my screen right now. How can they do that without the game lagging to shit? But in Code Vein, anytime you move more than 30 feet, the game goes and hitches. It's so bad because you could be in the middle of fighting a fucking... You could be in the middle of fighting a fucking enemy, and the game, if you move further into the level on accident, like you roll in the direction of moving further into the level, sometimes it'll go like, and it'll skip like 4 or 5 frames. Although the game does run well, and I can tell that when I go in between Borderlands 3 and that game. Although that game hitches, its frame rate in between the hitches is way more consistent than BL3. BL3 has so much frame drops, it's insane. And I never realized it until I played Code Vein, and it's like, I get used to the hitching in that game because it's not like bad frame rate, it's just every once in a while the game just goes and just vomits out graphical diarrhea. That game has very inconsistent, like, processor usage on the PS4. Like, there's one of the depths that I went to earlier in that game, that's the water zone that has the fires. The fire particle effect, for whatever reason, if I put my camera really close to it, it'll make my PS4 go up like I'm playing DMC or something like that. But if I turn away from it and look at the ground, it'll go all the way back to like dashboard speed. The same thing happens if I put Ice Weapon on. If I put Frost Weapon on my weapon, and both Yakumo and me are on screen, then the game doesn't lag, but the processing power demand goes up massively. For whatever reason, the little snow particles dripping off the weapon are so much more intensive than the fire enchant, which is fire coming off the weapon. even though the snow zone is like one of the least processing power using zones in the entire game. And the only reason I know is because, again, my PS4, the way it blows out the air, there's a thing that's dangling from one of the shades that goes to the windows, and that thing that dangles has that piece of paper on it, the attention, whatever, could strangle sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that thing, if I'm playing a game that uses very low, it'll just be gently moving left and right. And if I'm playing Monster Hunter, it'll be like slapping the window over and over and over again. In Code Vein, it goes in between that on a 5-minute basis. It'll be like dead silent 1 minute, and then like you fight a specific enemy and a specific particle effect pops up on the screen and it immediately kicks up high. Borderlands does the same thing for me on the PS4 Pro. I don't know why. Especially Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel ever since they did the update. Even though I don't have the ultra high definition texture pack. Even if I did, it wouldn't matter because my PS4 is forced to display 1080p, so like I don't have the internal settings set on it to display auto. I have it to display only 1080p, so nothing ever goes above that because it gives you better performance in some games.
Damn it.
Do you, fuck, is taunting in that game yet?
No, but it was in DMC 1, which doesn't make any sense.
Are you sure it's not in that game? Are you sure it's not like the touchpad or something weird? Hyro?
I'm touching all the buttons. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. Well, I just found out how to weapon swap, which I didn't know was a thing. You gotta press L2 for that.
You didn't know you could swap weapons on Dante?
No. Only on DMC
1. What weapon have you been using? Just the Sword of Retribution?
No, you don't. I don't have a second weapon yet. I'm talking about pistols. Guns. Then you can swap between the pistols and the shotgun. I just played. Yeah. I just started the game. I didn't even have the shotgun until like 20 minutes ago, dude.
But did you never swap to it and use it? It's actually way better than the pistols.
I used it to kill the boss, but I got it right after from. I mean, right before. I really like the grenade launcher in DMC 1.
Do they have the gunslinger shotgun attack? I can't remember in DMC 2. The one where he shoots in all directions. He like flips it underneath his arms in several directions.
Yeah. As long as
and he goes like boom, 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 boom. That one's really good because the shots will actually lock onto enemies around you if they're close enough. So I normally, if you're like doing combos, I try to end a combo with a shotgun shot. That's how I play Nero as well. Some people don't like to do that, but I also do it with the pistols too. Because with the pistols in the older games, lesser so in DMC 5, but in the older games you can use the pistols to maintain a juggle briefly, because it'll sort of hold them in the air for a second. And you can do that and then immediately do the air hike.
Yeah.
The back triangle, and you can relaunch them back up into the air and do another combo and stuff. And then I don't know if you have the back forward triangle unlocked, but you can also do that in the air for additional combo.
No, I still only have air hike. They haven't given me any I don't know how to unlock the other moves. I've been buying upgrades for my guns, but it doesn't do anything. Or not for my guns, for my weapons.
To be honest, I don't know.
I checked the movement list and it didn't do anything after I upgraded. So I don't know. I think you might have to unlock the moves or something. Excuse me.
Yeah, I can't remember how they do it in that game. The most recent game I played was DMC 5, and that game was spoilerific with the frickin' amount of customization you got. I mean that as in, like, every single level, basically, you have the option of going in, learning new skills. And they'd even put them before bosses. So you could literally adjust your skills or learn new skills right before a boss, so you didn't have to worry about using as much of your blood if you wanted to revive.
Oh, you have to use blood in that game to revive?
Yeah, if you want to revive without a golden orb, you can sacrifice some of your red orbs to do it. It takes like 50% the first time, and then another 50% or another 25% or something the second time, and then it basically, it doesn't give you as much health. You get like half your HP back the first time, is what I'm saying, not the cost of it. You get half your HP back the first time, and then you get 25%, and then you get like 10% the third time, and it costs so much more. It costs like an increasing amount of red orbs each time. It's not like a flat static. I mean, it's not a percentage, it's like a flat static amount, though.
Yeah. Can't figure out what to do in this area.
To be honest, I'm of no help to you, because I haven't played DMC 2 in like frickin' 8 years. The only one I'd kinda remember a little bit is DMC 4. And that'd be more Bloody Palace, because the last couple times that I played DMC 4, I booted it up on my save file just to do Bloody Palace.
Oh, I figured it out. It's like a sneaky, cheeky door.
Yeah, I forget that that game has, like, fucking God of War-esque type puzzles in it. The further you go along in the games, the less that's the case. Especially like DMC 1, where like half of the game is literally just puzzle.
Yeah, actually. That's what I spent most of my playtime on.
Yep. It's just like God of War. It's half the shit is puzzles and then trying to survive the couple in like things of combat you get. The DMC 5, the combat, the enemies in DMC 1 are not super hard to deal with. It's the camera that's hard to deal with more than anything, because they just pick the worst fucking camera angles.
Yeah.
It's like Resident Evil. It's like the early Resident Evil games, because it was literally made by the same guys who made Resident Evil, because it was going to be a Resident Evil game. If you didn't know that about Devil May Cry, the first Devil May Cry game was actually just going to be a Resident Evil game.
Yeah. It's supposed to be RE4, right?
Yeah. They're technically still in the same universe.
How does that even work?
Yeah. Don't ask me.
How does that... On this side of the planet, we're shooting bad guys, and on this side of the planet, we're slashing bad guys.
It's a bunch of demons and devils with giant roots growing out of the ground. That's why the Marines in this game look exactly like the Marines in those games. Like the suited guys in the armor with the flashlight on the helmet, it's the same exact shit in DMC 5. In fact, they're almost like copy fucking pasta. Identical. Because they basically are. I don't want to say it's exactly the same universe, but there are like ties in between them and references and stuff like that. So, because that's what, especially in the earlier games. In the later games, they're kind of just loose references, but in the earlier games, you can tell where they were trying to make it a Resident Evil game. That's why, again, the first DMC 5 has puzzles in it, because that's like Resident Evil-esque. More than DMC 5, which is just literally you walk through a level killing bad guys. And the level is pretty much just a straight line to the next area. There's probably only one level in DMC 5 that you actually have to think to complete. The hardest things to get are the red and blue orbs, because they're kind of out of the way or require you to abuse a mechanic to get to them. And then you have to do those little puzzle mini games where it's like, oh yeah, launch the guy in the air for 15, keep him in the air for 15 seconds or something like that. And they'll have you do like dumb challenges like, oh yeah, swing shot without touching the ground, or if you touch the ground in this area, you have to restart it over, and it's like a frickin' 15 chain long thing where you have to do the swing shot shit. But it's like such a... It does not work well, and when you get to that one, if you find it on your own and don't look it up where to find them, because I would honestly, out of everything, I would recommend looking up where to get the red and blue orbs, just because it makes DMC 5 so much more enjoyable due to how, I don't want to say hardcore, but they definitely, in the earlier difficulties especially, make it a lot harder than some of the previous games. You'll notice that, though, because, I mean, that's kind of the same thing with DMC 4. It's kind of, like, really intense if you're used to playing the first 2 to 3 games. 3 gets a little bit crazy, where it's like bosses, even in the normal difficulties, will kill you in 2 to 3 hits.
Yeah. DMC 1 was crazy. I was getting, like, 5-shot.
Well, yeah, but that's crazy because it does a lot of damage, but the actual, like, boss
like
movesets...
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very rudimentary. Primitive. That is one thing that's a lot better about DMC 5 is even though I suck at the boss fights feel a lot more fluent and dynamic. Whereas in DMC 2 and stuff like that, they can sometimes feel a little bit spotty. And spotty, but as in like, you don't feel like you're doing something consistently, and if you die, you've wasted like 5 minutes on a boss because the boss has like an artificial way to extend its longevity, like the helicopter knocking you off the side of the building and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not... It doesn't stop you from winning, it's just fucking annoying and absorbs your time. Whereas it would have been just as good as if they had an invisible wall around the arena. They already do that with some of the other places in the game, so it's like, why not? You there?
I feel like you should start off with the combos you already had in like DMC 1 in this game.
No, in every single game they reset you.
So weird.
Yeah, in DMC 5 you still have to relearn like the basic moves that were staples, like I said, with throwing like the Sword of Retribution and doing the circle and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That all has to be relearned.
Double trigger is actually insane. Like, you just hold square while double trigger and it just... It's so weird.
Just wait until you see it in some of the other games.
Enhances your attack power while in double trigger.
To be honest, I don't even know if DMC 2 has a lot of moves that you can unlock.
Combat feels so, the strike or whatever it's called is a lot slower. I'll find what it's called. Stinger, there we go. Stinger is like so slow in DMC 2 compared to 1.
Yeah, but in 1 it's not necessarily faster, it's just it doesn't have any startup on the animation. It's just you press a button and your character's boosh!
Yeah, and it's so
because it's so... I mean, DMC 1, the combat's more fluent, but the animations look like dog shit. that has better animations at the cost of clunkier combat. It's like Dark Souls 2 versus Dark Souls 1.
This is looking like a boss fight.
Is that a cat? Oh. Technically a cat.
Fucking shooting behind my head is so nice.
What, when you like hold the button and aim it backwards?
Yeah. It goes. So cool. I like that about this though. But you can't spam fucking dual pistols like you can in DMC 1, and it's just like a AR.
Yeah. You can do that in DMC 5, but you have to do an ability where you stand still to do it. It's the same thing with shooting behind you in DMC 5. Shooting behind you, you have to press a button and then turn the thing around, and he'll shoot over his shoulders behind himself. If you're gonna swap to any weapon with ranged, it'd probably be the Kalina Ann in DMC 5. Just because that's the only one where you can just like pull it out, press the circle button in Gunslinger. You just like press a Gunslinger button, and then immediately after press a button to do a charge, and you just fire a volley of homing rockets that can't miss.
That's cool. And you can set you can have 2 of those.
Well, yeah, that's what you do the volley of rockets with, is the double.
Oh, alright.
The single doesn't do the volley. And then what you can do in DMC 5, even though it's not very useful on a lot of bosses, is you can combine the Kalina Anns together to make a super cannon that goes like and fires like a laser beam kind of shit. But that animation takes like probably 3 seconds to pull off. It's the same thing with oh, what the hell is it called? There's an animation you can get with Dante in the later games. I don't know if it's in DMC 2 or not, but in the later games you can get an animation where it's like basically a super long combo with Dante that ends in him like flicking this like blood red kind of like wave out on the end of the attacks, and that combo takes probably like 4 or 5 seconds to pull off in most games. But it does so much damage
Stop!
when you hit it.
Freaking clunky
What's happening?
garbage. You can instantly cancel out of animation in DMC 1, and like DMC 2 you have to wait for the thing to finish, and then you can roll.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I don't like DMC 2. One of the many reasons, but it's one of the main reasons. I'd say there's at least 5 to 10 reasons why a person wouldn't like DMC 2. To be honest, out of all the games in that collection, you should have just skipped it.
Nah, I wanted to play all of them, so. But yeah, I was thinking about skipping it after I played like the first 1 hour of it, so. I was like, yeah, this game is kind of trash. It's off the beginning.
Yeah. Even Dante doesn't feel as cool.
Also, the guns are actually retardedly broken. What the hell?
Yeah, I told you that. In the older games, they're actually good. In the new games is the ones where the guns become like pea shooters. Your main weapon hit will deal like 600 damage. The gun will deal like 20 damage a bullet. And it doesn't increase in damage. So the further you get into the game, the less and less viable they become, besides the Kalina Anns. And the hat that you can get in DMC 5. The hat does a lot of damage, but it costs you red orbs to use it.
You can just use a hat?
Yeah, it's like a Michael Jackson hat.
The fuck?
You use it to get tons of blood orbs if you're very confident in your playstyle, because if you hit enemies with it, even though it costs orbs, it causes orbs to come out of them that you can collect. More. Yes.
That's cool.
You can make more orbs out of it as long as you pick the orbs up that drop from them, and you can do it mid-combo with other weapons, like I was saying, because it just functions like any other ranged weapon. Especially if you swap to Gunslinger, because the Gunslinger circle attack is just a circle where he just throws the hat in like a circle around him.
I just got... Well, I didn't just get the Vendetta, but I got the Vendetta.
Is that a weapon? I can't even remember.
Yeah, that big, like, black, long sword, big sword, buster sword.
Oh, yeah. Right. That thing sucks.
Yeah, but...
It has a couple good attacks, but the actual base attacks suck, and you'll see what I mean. You'll be using the Sword of Retribution for most of it, and then just swapping to do the couple good big hits that you can do with that thing. But you need some of the skills.
Yeah, I don't have any skills yet, so it doesn't even matter what sword I use.
Why did they have... They shouldn't have the same moveset, right?
Yep.
They
have
do?
The first default animations, but they don't have any specific, like, animations for the specific weapon. Because everything I can do with the Buster Sword, I can do with the basic sword. I just like the Buster Sword because it looks cool. That's what I'm using.
I could have swore it had unique animations.
I don't know. Probably you have to unlock them, that's what I'm guessing. Because there's no way they can go back that much.
Honestly, I can't even remember the extent of DMC2's fuckery, so it wouldn't surprise me. Unless that's supposed to be like an upgraded Sword of Retribution, but you can swap in between both of them, right?
I haven't figured out how. I can only swap between the pistols and the shotgun.
Should be R2. If it's not R2, what's L1 do? L1 lock on?
No, R2 is lock
Oh
on.
yeah, there's no lock on in that.
No, it is. It's just really bad.
Yeah, it only locks you onto an individual enemy in the room.
Yep.
And it makes it like really weird, but I could have swore R2 swap melee.
R1 swaps to the shotgun, so...
I thought L2 swapped.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, L2, I mean. I just figured out, like... What the... You can mid-swap, you can double swap in the air and you like... The shotgun, like, you can keep going up.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain it. You can just stay in the air for so long.
Yeah, you can launch. That's where the combos come in. I mean, in the other games that would be a lot better, but... I mean, with fucking Dante and DMC 5, if you're in Gunslinger with the pistols, you can stay in the air pretty much infinitely. You just slowly go down in tiny increments every single time you use it. Because it has diminishing returns, obviously. Everything in that game does, like most games do nowadays. DMC2 doesn't have diminishing returns, though, so... If you launch, you can just keep launching.
Yeah.
I think the one that you'll like the most is DMC4.
For the combos?
Personally. Yes, and just for the playable characters. The characters feel a lot more fleshed out. And with weapon swapping and stuff, because I could have swore weapon swapping was in DMC 2, but I guess I'm just wrong.
Weapon swapping was in DMC 1, so I don't know how they could have gone back. Like, if I really... I don't know. Am I missing something?
Well, I didn't know if, like, the Buster Sword... Because normally in the story mode of the games, if you get an upgrade to your Sword of Retribution, the Sword of Retribution changes into the other sword. But since Dante still has the Sword of Retribution in fucking DMC 5, I can't imagine it being any different.
I don't even have
So
the Sword of Retribution at DMC 2. I have like some other shit. It's called the Rebellion.
Oh yeah. No, that's right. It starts out as the Rebellion, Sword of Rebellion.
Yep.
I knew it was an R word, I just couldn't fucking remember what. Yeah, you get all three of them in DMC 5.
You get Alistar?
Well, you get a new one.
Oh, a new version of Alistar?
Yeah, basically anyways. You get a new version of the sword. Because Dante unlocks his true potential and transforms into devil, like true devil form. Or what they call in DMC 5, Sin Devil Trigger, which is where you fully turn into a demon. Only Dante can do that though. I don't think Nero has Sin Devil Trigger. He just has normal Devil Trigger. And he doesn't even get it until really, really far into the game.
Wow.
Or get it usable anyways. You'll be able to use it for like 3 to 5 seconds at a time.
Warning.
But yeah, you don't get it until like the end of the game.
Oh, I'm retarded. I'm not even supposed to go here.
Well, didn't you... I don't know how much you spoiled DMC 5 by watching mine.
Not at
You
all.
know why Nero uses Devil Breakers in DMC 5? Then yeah, I won't tell you.
I mostly paid attention to the combat because that's what I really cared about.
Yeah. DMC 5 is very... I mean, all of the DMC games, I always try to tell people they're very God of War-y. Just God of War bosses tend to be a little bit more quick time event based, whereas DMC bosses are more just a skill test.
Yeah.
Warning.
Especially DMC 5 and 4. Probably 5 more than 4 though, depending on what you're fighting, but I would argue that it's a lot more involved in later games just because of the stances with Dante, Nero with Exceed. And then if you have Virgil in DMC 4, it's like playing a different version of Dante that has his own complex moveset and weapon swaps. You get the cool katana moves and shit like that as well. The bzz, bzz, bzz.
I know you can play as Narva or some shit in DMC 2, but I didn't want to play as her because I wanted to play as the main character first.
She's not bad.
Warning.
She might actually be funner than Dante to play depending on what your play style is, because she doesn't... She functions like Dante, but doesn't play the same way, I guess. Hard to explain. Again, it's been so long that I can't even remember what her moveset is like. If she's even got a different moveset, for all I know, it could just be copy and pasted Dante, because it's been so long. That game is like a game, when you play it, you try to remove it from your memory after you're done playing it, because it just progressively gets worse. In my opinion. Again, there are people out there that love DMC 2. I personally think it's like the worst DMC game. The progression is so diluted.
Where the fuck am I supposed to even go?
Try looking up. Oh wait, you can't. You either gotta jump down a hole or jump up a thing.
Nope. The funny thing, because you're so right. I'm just trying to figure out where.
I don't...
You told me this was not available. Stop running on the freaking wall, you idiot! Fuck!
I go here? I Spoderman. Dante, also known as Spoderman Must Die. That's
I
one
like
of the
how I
difficulties.
played DMC 1 without crashing it once. In the first 20 minutes I played DMC 2, the game crashes. And I'm just like, okay, this is not gonna be fun.
The game crashed?
Yup.
Has it crashed again?
Nah. I played DMC 1 for like 18 or so hours. I don't know how long I played it. The save file was like 7-8 hours though, but I know I definitely died a lot of times and it doesn't save the time when you died.
Well, it doesn't save the time on the loading screens. Or cutscenes. Even though there aren't a lot of those in DMC 1.
45 minutes or so.
Yeah, DMC 5 has a lot more cutscene in it. I mean, all the other games kind of do. Even DMC 2 has like a lot of cutscene at the beginning, and it's kind of what makes it ass. Because it's kind of like Code Vein, where it just kind of cuts out of nowhere into a cutscene.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what the fuck? It can be like jarring. It's like they didn't know about screen transitions back then, so it was just like, snap and your screen's different. Instead of it like slowly fading to black or something like that.
Thank you! Frickin' prick. I'm deleting this game. It took me 5-6 minutes to get on the pipe just to fall off. And I'm pretty sure that's where you gotta go, because I see some blue orbs and shit over there. Either that, or I still want the blue orbs, so... I have to get up there.
Isn't the platforming awesome when the camera's at a fixed angle and it doesn't like to respond to your analog stick in the proper direction most of the time? If your controller is even slightly janked, the game is incredibly janked.
Some didn't even realize that. Some time. What the fuck? I'll be right back.
Excuse me. So far, I can say I'm not disappointed in this. The content is definitely better than a good portion of the main game stuff. I actually feel like I'm playing Borderlands for once. You still there, Hyro? Hello?
There we go. Alright, I'm back.
Welcome. Yeah.
Thank you, arigatoni. Because you're my macaroni. Oh yeah, I
Your mic
forgot
is still really quiet for me, by the way.
Alright, I'll turn it down. Oh yeah, I can turn it up now because my PS4 isn't gonna blow up your ears. I don't know, you'll be able to hear me breathe a lot louder now. Especially now because I just ran up and down the stairs. Might not seem like much, but it's exercise.
Did you turn it up?
Like 2 or 3.
I'd say turn it back down 1 or 2.
Alright. What about now?
That's good.
Alright.
Again, since PS4 isn't loud, I don't think it'll matter anymore.
Yep. Completely forgot about that.
Well, now you don't even have to think about it, because now you don't even hear it.
No.
Now it's going to be, like, different for you, because you're so used to the sensory of having it there that you're going to, like, you're going to forget that it's clean one day, and you're going to start it up and not hear anything from it, and you're going to be like, is something wrong? And then you're going to remember that, oh no, it's just clean.
Finally gave up on me. Whatever, I'm dead. I can't figure out what to do in this level. Yay!
You can't figure out what to do?
Yep. I have to, like, run to this specific area, or get out of the area, because it's about to blow up after I defeated the boss. The Minotaur boss. After the guy got into the plane and, like, went away.
What what is the part that you're getting stuck on trying to run away, though?
No, I just don't know where to go.
Where does it spawn you?
On the rooftop, you have to go down.
Through the building?
Yeah, and get to the start. But I don't know how to get back to the start.
Do you know the way that you came in?
I do, but like every time I try to hop on that block, it's just the parkour is so bad because the camera angles and not being able to control where you jump. I don't know, just bad.
Yeah, because you got to go back the way you came, pretty much. I'm pretty sure. If not that way, then there's a second path.
That splits up.
That
what I was
might be
kinda
on
guessing.
the other side of the building or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It might be that place, but I think that's where I got to the top of the rooftop with. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. What did you put out of the game?
Kind of feels weird because now I can hear my tinnitus like 24/7.
What do you mean?
Because I was like would block it, and I'm pretty sure it made it worse. But I also couldn't hear it, and I
You
just
have
go,
tinnitus?
yeah, whatever it's called.
Oh, so you're like losing your hearing?
No, I'm not losing my hearing. It's just the little hair molecules or whatever I fucked up. My hearing is still just fine. If anything, my hair is better than most people. At least if I'm focusing on something. Focusing on sounds, not what people are actually saying, I guess. Hold on, they're calling me again. Be right back.
What are you gonna do now? Hello? I died to Mayhem 1 enemies.
Alright. I don't think I'll leave anymore.
It's fine.
I had to go clean up the doggy doo.
Awesome.
The doggies do.
Doggy doo doo.
Yeah.
A doggy doo doo. A doggy doo doo. A doggy doo 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 doo.
What are you, Fortnite?
I do 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 do. No, it's like a Tim and Eric Awesome Show thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot you can fucking fly. I'm retarded.
What?
Forgot you can fly in this game.
In what game?
DMC.
2?
Yeah. I can't get any higher though. Oh my god, I'm only descending because of this stupid ass game.
You're gliding. That's why.
No, you can go up in the air. It's just stupid because I can't go any more up in the air. Whatever, this is retarded.
Seems that it will only open when all the lamps are lit. All the lamps are lit though. They're all red, but I don't know. That matters.
Oh,
And I hate how the enemies just infinitely respawn in this game. It's so stupid.
get infinite red orbs.
Whoa.
So useful.
Yup, for sure. Wouldn't be surprised if it's the other way. What? It's not that door either.
One thing about this game is the... Oh wait, no. Spoiler, never mind.
For what? Borderlands or?
Yeah, for the DLC.
Oh, whatever. Stupid ass game. Where the fuck are you supposed to go? I don't know anymore, dude. Might have to just look up a video. Fuck it. Yeah, whatever, I'll just look up a video. Shit is ridiculous.
I just got the Powerhouse Cheap Tips. Damaging enemies may drop casino chips that boost weapon damage for 12 seconds when picked up. Interessante.
Is that what it actually says?
No, it says I'll get home early from work. It's 2 SMGs. Ooh, it's got Moxie on the side. Does this weapon heal?
They already added a healing weapon.
Yeah, what I was saying earlier was an enemy spoiler.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
climate change problem solver Mike Bloomberg committed $500 million partnering with
I don't care. I don't even live in New York.
He's already protecting our air and water as President will keep at it.
Oh, he's president. Woohoo. Oh no. The fucking IGN guy doesn't even know what to do. Oh, never mind. Alright, I understand what I gotta do now. Like, I already didn't try that, but you know, because of the clunky ass not mechanics, controls. It didn't work. Like, look at this shit. Oh my god. Just aim where I'm hitting, retard! Whatever. Can dogs give you pink eye?
Why?
Because I touch my eyes while I have hands that are stinky even though I wash them.
Gotta use better soap.
Yeah.
Gotta use soap that has the fucking... like the shit that they put in shampoos. Shampoo a lot of the time is a better hand soap, but shampoo costs way more.
Mm-hmm.
You'll just be washing your hands with it.
But can they?
What do you mean?
Can you get pink eye from doggy doo?
I think you can get pink eye from anything like that.
Oh.
You can get pink eye from someone shitting in a toilet and leaving the seat up, so... If you haven't already gotten it from going in the public bathrooms, it's probably pretty good.
They're just like immune to it or have really high protection against it. I don't know.
I wouldn't know, to be honest. Considering the fact that your phone probably has more poop particles in it than your hand after touching dog shit, I'd be more worried about that. Surfaces that people touch regularly are way more disgusting.
It's crazy to think about. So fucking clunky. You know what? I don't even care. The game's funny, at least. What the fuck? Oh my god, it's so good. My character was standing still, but it was like sliding without moving to the right, and it looked so bad. Or just sliding to the right randomly after entering a room.
Oh my god, this game.
I thought when I saw the motorcycle in the area, I thought I was gonna use that as a weapon, but instead they gave me the stupid shotgun.
Yeah, I don't think you get the bike as a weapon in that game. I can't remember though.
I thought you did because it just looked so obvious when they had like the little opening garage thing. Run some motherfuckers over.
The only thing I can ever remember from that weapon is the... You like juggling? You like juggling?
Why is that supposed to be the juggle attack?
It is, but it's like a predetermined juggle attack that you can't really combo out of because it launches the enemy away.
That sucks.
So you'll do it by accident a lot of the times, and you'll just be like, you like juggling? And I'm like, no, I really don't fucking like juggling at all. So much so that it's like advised that you don't even learn that move. Unless you just want to hear that. You like juggling? Luckily in DMC 5 you can disable moves.
Oh.
If you don't like them.
That's pretty cool.
Or just stop using a weapon entirely. You can just take a weapon off of your selection wheel, so you can only, if you want, you can just have one weapon. Not even use the swapping.
But isn't that what the game shines at? Using multiple weapons?
I'd argue Nero's combat is just as interesting. It's just harder. Some people hate Nero, but I find Nero actually funner than Dante. I was never good at the whole swappy nonsense. Even with Virgil and stuff, I was so bad with it. Because the back-forward stuff is like some of the best shit that you can do, and mastering that stuff is really hard. Do they have a back-forward triangle yet that you can do?
No. No.
Or an aerial back triangle?
No. I mean, I think you can kick people in the air, but that's like not even aerial backwards, that's just aerial R1s. Aerial R1 triangles. You just kick people off. Doesn't matter though, because most of the enemies die after like the first 2 hits anyways. So it makes comboing impossible. Mondo Duke.
Sorry if you hear the random explosion of my stupid snowdrift. Zwang, boom, zwang, boom.
Okay, I get it. And all the puzzles in this game are like time-based. Not even puzzles.
The Feral Boomer. Not bad. It's an all splash damage gun like the Hornet with Moe's. It's actually pretty damn disgusting. The doll weapon. Your favorite.
SMGs.
Yeah, it's
SMGs are
awesome,
pretty cool.
dude.
About it. Stop using them now because they're not actually good. They're just cool. Whatever, this game is actually fucking retarded. How are you, like, supposed to do this, huh? Huh, dumb game? What do you want me to pull out of my ass?
Oh my god, if you had this gun, I don't have the skill tree set up right to make this gun super effective, but if you had this gun with the other skill tree, every shot counts as splash damage, so just shooting this gun would heal you.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good.
Only thing that sucks about it is I don't know if it comes in only fire element, because that might make it not that great for a lot of the game. But it does awesome damage when they don't have it. And they don't have shields and stuff on. I just can't imagine what it would be like if I had the skills for the splash and make the double splash. Because I don't have that currently. I don't have Vampire or anything like that, so I'm not getting the bonus I could get out of it. What the fuck, dude? They really had to bring those back.
What?
You wanna know?
If they're bad, I'm assuming.
It's not bad, it's just out of all the things.
Are they XP loaders?
No,
If not,
but
then don't
you
tell
are right
me.
about them being loaders.
Constructors?
No. Well, I haven't seen one yet, so I don't know. The new loaders are really good, though. No, it's this. It's something that normally accompanies loaders, though.
The Sentinel things?
The surveyors. The little flying robots that heal them and shit. I just killed like 2 badass surveyors. They don't seem to be as bad this time around. They're actually kind of slow. Oh, yep, never mind, there's an XP loader. I haven't seen one yet, but just as you said it, one popped up. The riot loaders have digi-shields now, instead of the metal, like, metal bucket loader kind of thing. They have hollow shields, or digi-shields, whatever you want to call it. There's elemental ones as well.
It's weird.
Like an ice loader. I haven't seen actually. Oh yeah, I've seen hot loaders too. The old school hot loaders.
Hot loaders.
They got a hot load ready for you, dude.
Oh no.
Straight on through to the other side. I'm thinking 20 hots on the ground.
I wonder how you get max fire rate on these guns.
No.
Stop. That's a big mother what? That's a big mother? What the fuck? Such stupid trophies. Die.
Wow, the shield loaders suck. The new riot loaders are idiots. They don't even hold the shield in front of them.
What, they
Doesn't even
just...
block anything. They just kind of walk at you with a shield on their hand. But their fucking crit spot is exposed the entire time. It does nothing. The RPG loaders aren't even a threat anymore. Honestly, the biggest threat is just the freaking explosion loaders. The one that I've dealt with so far anyways. The one singular one that they've sent after me. Oh, here's numero... Dos. Never mind. I know Spanish numbers. I know 1 to 6. That's it. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. That's it.
Lucky número 7.
My brain can't even process what you said. I feel like, was that one word? Was that 3 words?
My brain is like mush too because I haven't slept. Because I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule because I fucked it all up so hard. So very hard.
La Femme Brûlée. It's a great name.
He wields a spear.
Jack's voice actor gets to live on in the games through a fake doppelganger version of the character that he actually played initially. Because they just don't want to get rid of that character because they know how valuable Handsome Jack is as a character.
Mm-hmm.
It's just enjoyable playing Borderlands and hearing his voice again.
Mm-hmm.
never realize how much you miss it in this game until you have to go back and you hear God Queen Tyrene coming at you live from the HPC.
Huh?
With my bitch boy brother Troy.
Ahora ya no está.
Lo siento.
Oh, I found a secret room.
Wow.
Oh, let's go. More enemies I can kill in one hit. Woohoo.
I have one goal in life, and that life is how to be as good at gaming as you are. The God Gamer Elite.
Thanks.
Wow, I just got air juggled in Borderlands 3 by these Molotov tossing douchebags that hit me in the air, which sent me into the air, and then a second back up into the air again.
Dude, I missed that, like, thing where you would delay after your second input and then press tap triangle. I forgot what that thing is called. But that thing where you stab repeatedly, I missed that so much.
From the first game?
Yeah. You
The
start
one
with
that's
that.
like, zoom, zoom, zoom.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, you get that in DMC 5 as well. I don't think you get it off the start though, but it is one of the... That's why you want the different Swords of Retributions, because Devil Sword Dante can't do that anymore. It gets a different triangle at end, or triangle delay after combo.
Hmm.
Or in middle of combo, whatever your wording wants to be.
Also, can you hear that music?
Santiago?
Sure. It's not me, but I don't know. Can't tell them to stop because
What is it? Your mamacita?
yeah.
She wanted to get her Spanish on?
Yup. Can the camera just not lock onto people? Unless I wanted to?
It's better to just learn how to play without the lock on, to be honest.
No, you can't disable it. I don't know how to. It's so bad.
Man, I think this gun would also be insane on Elemental Amara. Due to the fact it's all splash damage. It's not very big splash damage, but I wonder if it counts as grenade damage.
Try using Zane with it. Or Zane's high enough level.
I don't... It's level 50. I'm playing on my level 50 character.
Kind of weird why they call Devil May Cry Devil May Cry.
Because that's what the company that Dante runs is called. His Devil Slaying company is called Devil May Cry.
Thought it was just called that because he cried at the end of the fucking game and won. Cause isn't Dante a devil?
No.
But like a good devil?
He's a half.
Oh, he's 50-50? What about his father?
His father is Sparta.
So he's full demon?
No.
Oh, I'm confused. Is his father also half?
No. The mother is full human.
And then what does the dad give to the table?
Being a demon.
That's what I said. You were like,
Yeah.
no. Nope.
That's not what you said.
Was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I'm like aggressively sure that I wasn't.
Jesus, my ears.
Sorry. I wanted to do something extreme.
That would have been better, but that like other thing that you did made my ears pop.
Yeah, that was really... I'm surprised even I could get that loud that easily. Normally I'm not a loud guy, so... Even when I'm raging at video games, I'm actually relatively quiet compared to how loud some other people get.
Yeah.
One of the people that you play games with.
Emil?
No. Joe bro that you play Smite with.
Oh, Johnny?
Yeah.
Joe, bro. Ayo, Joe Brendo.
Hey, Joe Tendo.
Yeah, John hasn't been... Well, I mean, he's, like, on, but I guess he doesn't like me or something. I don't know. It's weird.
He's a rag and frag environment. Rag
Maybe.
and frag environment?
I don't know,
Rag and
like...
frag environment?
I don't know.
The
I doubt-
fucking midget Goliaths look so ridiculous in this game. They are 90% arms.
And they're already a midget.
Ooh, he leveled up to a super raging wee blunderer.
Wow.
Why you coming for me, dude?
Wee blunderer? What does it say?
Yeah, super raging wee blunderer.
The fuck? Oh no. Yay.
This is like the best enemies in Borderlands in a collection, kind of, in this. It's like the best type of bandits combined with the best robots and stuff like that. So far it's been really enjoyable to just do it with a gun build. I'm not in Mayhem 4 though. I was like, I don't feel like doing Mayhem 4 the first time I played through a DLC. actually play the game.
Is the Star Wars game actually as good as people say it is?
No.
Is it as bad as people say it is?
No.
It's alright?
Yes. From what I've seen, it looks alright. I wouldn't call it a great game, but I definitely would not call it a bad game. There are much worse excuses for games that are existing right now. Any sports game, for example.
How the fuck? Man, this game is like... I don't even know, dude. How the fuck did I do that? How did I do that?
What?
I double shot. Off of like, there we go. If you jump off of a ledge at the same time, like, yeah, you can double shot. That's pretty cool. You gotta jump off and shoot at the same time, then it will recover with a jumping animation, and then you can shoot again. It's like what it would be in DMC 1.
Oh, Hyro.
Yeah,
Guess what it is?
A constructor.
Yeah. Ooh, and it dropped a legendary. The Resonant Backhand.
So is that game just like nostalgia because the base game is so bad?
No, they look a lot different. They're not even like similar models. I mean, they are similar in the fact that they're called similar things, but the models are vastly different and stylized differently. The surveyors are identical, though.
I don't know what
Sorry.
I just did, but I did like a combo or something. I actually made the game look good.
What do you mean? Did you do a back forward triangle on accident?
I don't know. No, I don't even know what I did, but I did some like weird slashy.
Did you delay a button press in the combo somewhere?
No, I don't think so. I don't even know what I did, dude. With that, it looked sick. It looked like an acceptable like move. Too bad.
Are you sure you looked at the move list?
Yeah, but this game is like greedy. I'm pretty sure it doesn't even tell you everything in the like that the different weapons can do. Flip escape, air hike, kick jump, wall hike, high time, stinger, two sometime, rainstorm, devil trigger, air raid, round trip. That's it. That's all I got.
Round trip.
Yeah, that was the one that you were talking about.
Yep, there you go. Use that one.
I can't.
That's
I
a
have to
good
be in
one.
Devil Trigger because this game's retarded and they nerfed it.
Oh, you actually... I fucking forget about that.
Yeah, DMC 2 is like the biggest L I've seen in gaming history. I swear,
Like I
this
said,
shit is
some
like...
people think it's good, and I swear that any person I think that says it's good, I'm like, are you trolling or not? And they go, no. And I'm like, alright, you're just an elaborate troll. It's like I understand sometimes video games are preferences, but that game is just objectively worse.
Yeah. I don't see the appeal at all. Like, at all. There's nothing like... I don't know. Whatever. I can't combo anywhere near... Like, base DMC 1 with the basic moves, I was doing cool shit. And I'm like, not even. 9 levels in, 10 levels in, and I still don't even know how to, like, I don't even know how to unlock skills. And how I even, like, did that weird thing that I did.
Does it tell you what the button inputs are for all the moves?
Yeah.
Go through them all and see if it was one of them that you did by accident.
Evades,
Or like I said,
no.
sometimes if you do the inputs for a skill in the air, you get a different skill. I don't know if the skill you did was while you were in the air or not.
No. Whoa, I just did like a... What was that? This fucking game is so weird.
A lot of them, yeah, I was gonna say, a lot of them are you have to press the triangle and a direction specifically relative to the camera. Especially after doing like 1 or 2 normal attacks. That's where most of that stuff comes from. And I'm pretty sure you can do round trip outside of Devil Trigger. I swear.
Maybe, I don't... I still haven't figured it out.
For it? What's it say the input is? It should be...
Throw the sword at enemies. Press triangle button while you are performing the air raid. Air raid. Flying in air with demon power. With the... Yeah, exactly. Like, you have to...
Well...
to use the Devil Trigger to activate the flying mode. And I already tried jumping the...
So you just press triangle when in Devil Trigger and it does round trip, basically.
Yeah.
When you're in the air.
Yep. It's a lot of damage and you can spam and it's really good, but you can't do it in the base form.
That's so jank.
But just holding square while in Devil Trigger is just retarded. It's like a minigun that does like 2 million damage.
Enjoy that part while it lasts. Because in the further games, the gun's going to get progressively more and more disappointing, but melee combat will get progressively more and more satisfying, so...
Yeah.
It's like a trade-off.
I'd rather be hands-on than just holding a button. Oh, I got submachine guns. Nice. That's pretty cool. I'll try those out. Oh wait, can I switch to... Oh yeah, I can.
You should be able to have all 3. Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck? This is how the fucking dual pistol should fire.
You should be able to jump into the air and do the special attack with all 3 of them before you hit the ground if you swap in between, well, in the air after a move. If you do it right. I don't know how it works in DMC 2, but you can do that in the other games.
What are the special attacks? Like, what do you mean by that?
I think it's a circle button. Whatever button that does the, like, shooting in all directions thing.
Oh, that
with,
only works if there's enemies around. That only works when there's enemies around, because it, like, switches to the different targets.
Well, you should still be able to do it by just standing still and pressing different directions in the shoot button. I thought, anyways.
No. Maybe in the other DMCs, but not this one.
Because, yeah, it has its own, like, special attack or whatever you want to call it. Special move. Like the pistols firing behind and stuff like that.
Yep.
Well, you just got a weapon, so that probably means you're about to fight a boss.
Yep. Yeah, you're right, actually. But this is what this area is, probably trying to get to the boss room. You know, they try to make everything a platformer in this stupid game.
Yeah, DMC 5's platforming is a lot better. Just because wall hike works a lot more consistently and not just completely when it decides to on its own.
What the fuck?
What?
I just, like, teleported through a solid object and then fell all the way down. Well, but just did it fucking good. Jesus Christ. I'm guessing that's glitched. There must be, like, a weird angle I'm hitting it at. There we go. You're not supposed to make it in a single jump, I think, so it glitches it out.
Do you get a double jump as Dante?
Yep. That's one of the few moves that they transferred.
Again, I can never remember. That game is such a hellhole.
Mm-hmm.
That's air hike, right? The double jump.
Yeah. Doesn't even have a name in this game. I just remember that from 1.
Yeah. It's called that in pretty much every game. Even for Nero, I think it's called air hike. The same thing with Stinger. Stinger exists on Nero too. In the beta, you could use it. You probably kept doing it by accident.
Maybe.
Because in DMC 5, it's easy to accidentally spam Stinger, because if you just hold forward and triangle, you'll always do Stinger. You won't even do normal attacks.
The Stinger in this one is bad, though. I already said that, though. Oh yeah, this is definitely a boss, because they got the little station.
The station should be where you can learn skills.
There's nothing.
Or something like that.
Might as well pick up one of these blue orbs, I guess. I don't know. 2 of these blue orbs.
I can't even remember if DMC 2 has learnable skills, to be honest.
I
That's
don't
probably
know.
half of my vernacular tonight has just been, I can't even remember.
It's so bad I forgot.
No, your brain just wants you to forget.
What's another one of these guys?
It's like a repressed memory that you only remember in a nightmare.
Oh, Bulwark? What the fuck? Holy shit. I love it how every freaking like attack that an enemy does to you staggers you and knocks you back 3 million feet. It's so fun. I enjoy it.
Just don't get hit, forehead. Five head. Bald head.
Oh shit. He has the move, but I don't. That's
What?
so the one where you go doom doom with the sword.
Oh yeah, the spam stab.
Yeah, he has it, but I don't. That's so unfair. He just used it again. Yeah, whatever, dude. Thanks for spamming the same move 7 million times. Wow. Do I have any items? Oh, no. This game is so stingy with its items, too. I haven't gotten any vitality orbs since the one that you get at the start of the damn game.
Oh, they're all hidden.
So stupid.
They're all hidden in the levels. You have to look up like a guide.
Not the ones that increase your health, the ones that just healing yourself. Just vitality orbs that just heal you.
Oh, green.
Yeah, the green ones, not the blue ones. I'll try out the SMG on this guy, see how good it is. Wow.
And so you're just gonna get punished.
It's not bad. Like, if I can hit it, it's not bad, but I can't hit it because he's just punishing me. Because it does really good damage. But I could just double trigger and hold square and it does the same thing. Hungry like the wolves. True. Devil trigger. What time is it? Wow, it's almost 6.
But yeah, don't forget, Haro, pull my devil trigger. And
Oh.
then actually get to DMC 5. You can sing that the entire time. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
My favorite song so far is that Uribo one from DMC 1.
DMC 3's music is pretty good as well.
Stop. Standard sword for Dante that I didn't equip. Yay.
And the version of Subhuman in DMC 5 before they patched in the real version. Because initially, right when the game came out, or when the game was about to come out, the guy who initially was the lead singer of the band who sung the song was under, like, a scrutiny for pedophilia and stuff like that. So they didn't want him to be associated with it, but they didn't want to have to remove the song from the game, so they just got a lead singer from a different band to sing the song, and it sounds completely different when that guy's singing it than when the other guy's singing it, even though the guitar and everything is the same. It's just the vocal is different, but he has a much more throaty, deep voice that sounds more demonic, whereas the other guy is like, "Savive," and it's just like screamo type shit, and I hate that. It sounds so much worse. I wish you had the option of playing the version from the other guy, because it's better.
Did you get found guilty of being like whatever?
No. That's why they put the original version in.
Oh, I see.
Or at least I don't remember. But I'm going to assume that if they put his real version in, that he was okay afterwards.
Oh my god, I'm gonna quit this game.
Just play DMC 3 and then go back to that, so you can realize how much better the other ones are.
I already know they're better. It's just such a... the bar is too low with this game. Like, it's just... No. I can make a game better than this. No. I can make a game better than this.
I don't think you can make a game.
Yeah, I don't think I can make a game. But if I could, I would be making it better than this.
A different director or something like that, or it was a different person on the team who did the main story arc of the game, and it changed the game almost entirely. DMC 2 is weird, to say the least.
Yeah, excuse me, give
It's
me
the
one
most controversial one.
How so?
You're also playing it when you're really tired, so...
Yeah, I'm gonna just save here. Come back to it another time.